the wholeness and being the version and being the frequency and alignment of what it is that that you're calibrating to, and like, especially, which is great at this time of the year. But what I wanted to bring in today was more around the concept of the connection to the awareness that how do we do that, and there's another little element to it, which is compounding. So every little tiny action we do compounds the outcome we have. So every time that we choose something that is away from what we say we want is not compounding, right? It's depleting. And so, like, say if I if I put $1 into my bank account every single day, that's compounding the money, right? But same with if I be really mindful of my thought pattern, that also is compounding, because if I start thinking negatively, that compounds, and next minute you don't notice you were thinking negatively until you've spiraled out of control and you're in a frenzy, right? And you don't, but it was compounding, it was happening already, it starts snowballing. So being very mindful of our inner dialogue and how we talk to ourselves. And so what we're going to do today is do a little bit of an awareness of, like, okay, where is an area in your life where you would like to see some changes? So maybe it's relationship, maybe it's health, maybe it's finance, whatever. And we look at, okay, what is it now? And then what is the dialogue that you have around that? So say, for example, if it was, health. And so if I'm feeling old, I'm achy, I'm overweight, I'm not exercising or whatever else, that's the outcome. Now the dialogue might be like, oh my God, you're just so lazy. Look at you, you're getting old, you're invisible now. It's like, oh my God, I'm so achy all the time. I'm so tired all the time. God, here I am again. I didn't do what I said I was going to do, and so that's compounding. And then what we want to do is go a bit deeper and go, well, what is the emotion of that feeling? So when we say, oh my God, I'm so old, I'm invisible, whatever else, the feeling of that is speaking to the fact that we feel like we will be rejected, that we're not going to be worthy, that we're not going to be relevant, that we're going to be invisible in society, whatever else. And so that feels like abandonment and all that thing. So then we can change that dialogue as well, because when we recognize where it's coming from, we can be kinder to ourselves. And that's the big piece of it, is like going, okay, you need to have your own back. You need to have your own back as far as like accepting that you are a human doing humaning things, and not to have this expectation of perfection, but to really just have your back, consider it like a little sister or brother, and you're not, what sort of relationship are you having with yourself? And that's what I was saying before about being in an abusive relationship with yourself, potentially. The two-way street. So first of all, you look at the manifestation, then you listen to your dialogue, and then you feel the emotion. But the other way around is like, okay, what about if you recognize the emotion? So if all of a sudden you're feeling anxious, all of a sudden you're feeling frustrated, all of a sudden you're feeling sad, you feel like you want to withdraw from people, when you then look at, okay, well, what was my dialogue? What was my internal dialogue before I felt this way? Because then you realize that actually you were berating yourself for something. And then if you look at something a bit further forward and go, well, what set that off? So like, say, for example, I'd made a decision today, I was going to not have any sugar. And then I have sugar. And so then my dialogue is like, oh my God, well, I'll start tomorrow. You're always starting tomorrow. Oh my God, I'm going to be, blah, blah. Oh, well, what I'll do is I'll go for an extra run tonight and make up for it or whatever. So actually you're feeling disappointed in yourself. You've let yourself down. And so then your feeling is like your gut's tight and you're dropping and your heart's a little bit funny, but you don't notice that, right? And then, of course, other people start triggering you because you're already feeling this way. Your gut's already triggered. You're already having that feeling of disappointment and letting yourself down. But if you're not conscious of how the trigger started, the trigger actually started that you said you weren't going to eat sugar today. Then you did eat sugar. Why did you eat the sugar? Because really, you've already set yourself up that you probably won't be able to achieve this goal because of your dialogue. But anyway, and so then you start that dialogue, but you don't notice that you're thinking like that. And it's not until you feel like shit that you realize, how did I get here? We're going to do a little activation. And basically what we're going to do is we start by doing a bit of grounding so that we actually embody the body and we connect here to the earth realm. And then we're going to move into the head space. So not necessarily the third eye, expanded consciousness. So it's not so much about the sixth energy center. We're actually literally going to spend some time in the mind. And so we're going to really observe some of the thinking patterns and the flow of patterns and thinking. So we're going to spend a little bit of time there in the mind space. And then we're going to anchor that into the heart space. So then we're going to bring that into, okay, it is what it is. And we want to bring that into the humaning experience. The humaning experience is all about the heart space. And, true sort of awakening is all about acceptance, acceptance of you are a human having a human experience. And there's so many ways that we're trying to get away from that, by raising our frequency and like as if our frequency is wrong. And, and like following this teacher or that teacher, or being of that religion or that religion, or being, bettering ourselves all the time. And it's and growth and evolution is one thing, but needing to always better ourselves is like really, really quite mean. All right, so adding the music here. We're going to start by closing the eyes, giving ourselves permission to be in this space, giving ourselves time, giving our human some airtime, some quality time, just like a relationship. We're going on a date with our human self, and we're giving our human some undivided attention without judgment, just presence. Let's begin by just closing the eyes. In the space. What we want to feel here at the moment is just that awareness of our form. Feet might be on the ground, or you may be sitting, lying down. Feel those contact points. Your feet are on the ground. Really feel that grounding sensation. It's such a powerful contact, the soles of the feet. You may even feel the base of your spine, or if you're lying down, the full length of your body touching the ground. And either way, really let yourself connect to the earth realm. Feel the connection to this realm of existence. Think about the practical aspects of it, the earth itself. Imagine putting your hands in it, the trees, just the grounding aspect. And think about your physical body. Feel how connected you are to this earth realm. Without this physical body, this is not where you will be. So your physical body and the earth realm, this temporary experience here, are one and the same. You might even tap into the vibration of earth. Just think about the heat at the core of the earth. waters flowing through, just like the waters or the blood of your body streaming through, just like waters streaming through the earth realm. Think about the heat at your core as well. That Manipura energy, that fire energy. About your metabolism, that heat, but also that fire that drives Continuing to really feel and embody this. This is so much a part of our human experience, this unique experience. Imagine many, many planets, many, many realms, many, many levels of existence. And think about the uniqueness of this one here, the embodiment of this experience. Think about the perfection for a moment of this amazing body, just the little details, fingernails and hairs and eyelashes, and all the details, the cells, what they do, the bones, the muscles, the fascia, the absolute perfection of this physical body. Perfectly capable of living here. And as you feel into it, just feel into the magic of what it offers you. The jumping, the running, the dancing, the touching, the hugging, the being with this environment, the separation. So the fact that you aren't a tree, but you can touch a tree. You aren't a dog, but you can touch a dog. And yet, there is this consistent, this sameness, this oneness between everything as well. So just really appreciating the opportunity to see the other, to touch the other, and to have the reflection of the other. About that in your relationships, relating to others, the unique form of each person. When you think about it, you look into their eyes, you look into their face. It's such a unique configuration. And once again, the consciousness is the same, the oneness, the connection, the energetics, but the form is so unique. You get to experience each other's form, each other's uniqueness. Imagine that you're looking at your own form right now, and the uniqueness of that shape, all the little details, the story that your form tells, little scars, little details. Your lineage reflected on your face and your DNA. How unique this experience is, this form is. Now we know that this form is animated by energy, by the prana, the life force. However, we're also directed by the mind. The mind, big part of the personality construct, the mind, which is part of our programming, part of the experiences we've lived. It's a little bit of a database of information that we've gathered. One thing to consider with the mind is that it's a closed construct, and we often can sit in thought thinking that we're going to get to the end of something or we're going to solve something by thinking it out. And yes, we can put the thoughts into different shapes and orders and have different configurations of an outcome, but it's all part of that closed construct. So right now, just allow yourself to just think. See if you can sit back and just watch the quality of your thoughts for a while. You might want to reflect back on recent thinking. Maybe there's a particular issue in your life that you've been thinking about. Maybe you can tap into that thought stream for a moment and tap into the quality of your thinking there. Your inner dialogue. So now take a moment to bring up a particular concept or thought pattern. So maybe there's an area in your life that is really getting your attention, that you're focusing on, that you often think about. This could be like finances or health, or could be a relationship. It could be anything along those lines. So just for a moment, and you'll know we all have that one thread that we tend to pull more than others. So focus for a moment on this particular thing that you often find yourself thinking about. And you might want to bring up a situation or particular moment and let yourself really, really think about it. Let the thoughts just come up about this. Now, add some fuel to the fire. So if your thought patterns are there, really dial it up a little bit more. Make it really go down that rabbit hole. You know, when you're really giving it your all, or you've spiraled into some negative thinking, or you're really considering the worst case scenario. Go there. Just let yourself go there. Now imagine that you're watching these thoughts as if they're in a screen or on a board, and now just wipe them away. Clear the slate. Push the reset button. Throw them in the bin. Whatever it is, just clear the slate completely. Wipe them away. And allow there now to be in front of you just clarity, just spaciousness, just openness, this peace, just serenity. If you're imagining a screen, the screen is completely clear. And hold that awareness, that clarity. now let something else come up on the screen. Maybe it's a different issue, maybe it's the same issue, maybe it's a situation. So if you've been focusing on a relationship issue, maybe it's money, maybe it's health. Or maybe it's the same issue from a different perspective. So once again, allow those thoughts to stream again. Once again, keep adding fuel to the fire. Just look at it from all directions and keep adding more to it. Consider the worst case scenario and just let yourself go there. And then once again, just wipe it away as if you're clearing the table. You're wiping crumbs off the table, or you're clearing the screen. You're wiping it away with a rag. Whatever it is, throw it in the bin, delete it. Just allow it to disappear and keep the screen completely clear. Just feel that clarity, just that stillness. Keep the screen completely clear. Now, without creating the thoughts, just allow any thoughts to arise. Just sit back and observe whatever bubbles to the surface. And every thought that arises, just observe it and then let it go. So we're just sitting back. This time, as we let a thought arise, we're not holding it or growing it, we're just seeing it. And then it just fades away. Just let it go every time. Just watch. Now, very slowly, taking your focus from the head space, the mind space, bring your focus now to the heart space. Come into the awareness of the heart space. Breathe into the heart space. And as you breathe into the heart space here, just feel that softening. And just bring in the awareness of your human. all those thoughts that you were observing, the intensity of them. As you come into the heart space, just allow them to arrive here with a sense of compassion, not asking them to be any different and not asking yourself to be any different. Whatever is right now, whether it is exactly how you desire it to be, just be with what is. Love what is in this moment as the perfection of the expression. Some areas in your life might be in a process of growth and evolution, and this particular moment is absolutely vital in that growth and evolution. It's not just that we are worthy of the love once we've achieved or attained what we desire. Every step along the way is vital. So right now, love what is in the perfection that it is. Consider yourself as a partner, as a brother or sister, child, and have your own back. If you don't have your back, who will? It doesn't come from outside of you. See the perfection in who you are, all your quirks. Love your quirks, your uniqueness. Remember that everything is part of the whole. Everything is part of the consciousness, the creation. So every single detail of you is part of the creation. Nothing is a mistake. So whatever is manifest in your reality right now is perfect. And yes, there may still be an evolutionary process going on, and that's perfect too. A mushy part of a caterpillar that's in the chrysalis is still perfect. It doesn't just become perfect once it's a butterfly. It's perfect in the whole process. The beauty of it, the perfection of it, the faith and trust in it, the uniqueness of it. Just remembering that the thought processes, just like when we were doing the thinking process and we were amplifying it, it was compounding. Every thought became more of a compounding thought of the next. So same as that love, that acceptance, that joy, that appreciation, that compassion. The more that we show up with compassion for ourselves, that also will be amplified and compounding. It will affect the choices you make. The choices you make compound as well into the outcome you receive or you experience. Breathe into that heart space. Breathe acceptance, breathe love, breathe compassion. Breathe gratitude, appreciation. You get to be this unique expression, this once in an infinite time. Never ever will this exact version be again. Once in infinity. that you get to be this version of you with every detail as it is right now. So feel that internal softening, that internal acceptance, that appreciation. And acceptance is not about standing still or laying down the ambition or the goals or the desires. Acceptance is that you are exactly where you need to be, where you are right now, for the evolution of the next incarnation or next aspect of you to manifest. It's so perfect. So as you hold a vision and a desire and an aspiration for all that you get to experience in your lifetime, just know that this moment is part of that bigger picture. So feel that internal smile, feel it reflected on your face, feel a softening in your whole energy field. It's all perfect. Observe your thoughts. Recognize the compounding effect. Have your own back. Just love the journey.